Day today, another week boxed off. Pretty good week in the end. Started with the club session last Monday night, then the Saturday park run, and then a long run on Sunday. Not as far as I wanted to go. I was just a little bit tight for time on that one, so only did 12 miles in the end, but that's fine. I was about 62 miles for the week, 100 kilometers, so that's ideal. Now it's time to build on that and get another week in the bank. So today I'm just doing 10 miles easy, nice recovery, tight pace. I was going to do a session, but my calves just weren't 100%, so not worth risk. So I'm going to do something tomorrow instead. So I'm going to do 20 by 400 with 2 miles tempo at the beginning. That's the plan. I'm going to do the 2 miles tempo, a couple of minutes just to get sorted, and then I'll go into 20 by 400 of 45 seconds recovery. So it's quite tight. Heart rate won't drop much in the recovery, so it's very much a rhythm breaker session. I'm not quite sure on paces yet, but if I could hit maybe 75s for the 400s, I think I'd be happy with that. I think that'll be a really good session. It's one of the ones I used to do years ago, glancing back at training diaries, and it was a good one to do in the winter. So the plan for the long run this week, it's a key one. So I've got it down as 25k, so it's about 15.5 miles, and that's going to be 5k kind of controlled, just slower than steady run pace, faster than easy run pace. Then I'm going to do 3k marathon effort, so I'd kind of bookmark that at about 5:40 per mile pace. Then I'll go into 2k at 10k type effort. So the minute I've got that down at about 5:15 pace. Heart rates will kind of dictate things, but just wanted to work out roughly what I would be doing those at. And I'm going to do that 3 times, so 3k, 2k times 3 continuous, and that's going to be a 25k run. So that one's really going to hurt. It's going to be a proper test, so we'll see how that one goes. Now I'm hoping to do that on Friday. Weather doesn't look great, it's just a bit of rain and wind, but it may go back to Saturday, depending on how the 400s go and how the legs feel. So I want to be fresh for that one, because that's a real key workout that I really want to nail that and just kind of put a line in my training so I know where I'm at. So in the 400s, I'll be looking for my heart rate to be spiking, maybe like 175, 180, and then in the 45 seconds, if I can hopefully see it under 150, that'll be good. But that's just about putting some speed in the legs without overcooking it too much with long recoveries and not risking any tightness of the legs. And then the long one at the end of the week, I've not done anything like that before. The principle behind it is on the 3k, 2ks, 3k's marathon effort should be comfortable, should be controlled, and then that 2k spike should bring the heart rate right up for, it's going to be for 6.5 minutes, and then the idea is to drop back to marathon pace and see how the heart rate responds, and if I can get it back in the marathon pace zone, and hopefully I can. Right, I'm just off to the track to do my 20 by 400. So it's a bit of a miserable day, proper autumn weather, but it's 11 degrees, drizzly, not windy, which is the most important thing. So yeah, I've chosen to go to Churchill Playing Fields, which is a track down near the coast. Closest track to me really that I can get on during the daytime, because annoyingly there's a track at the end of my street, but it's in a high school, so I can't use that during school hours. So yeah, I booked onto Churchill, and I'm going to run my tempo just on the grounds outside. There's a few flat streets. I've measured out a loop, so I'm going to do that, and then I'll jump on the track and do my 400s. So I'm looking forward to this. I've not done a pretty bulky track session in a long time. So the inspiration for the 20x400, that came from my 2011 training diary, and that was, I think it was the year around my 10k PB, 29:04. God, 14 years ago. Where has the time gone? But yeah, I did it that year. I did 20x400. I think it was in November time, so similar sort of period of the year, and I did them in 63.4 average off 45 seconds. Now I am not getting anywhere near that today, but if I'm in the, well, between 70 and 75, I think that's a good session. If I go quicker, then even better. I'm not going to go like all out, but it's going to be controlled but fast. I'd like to just see what kind of pace my legs have got, and the fact I can hold, what is it, 73s for 5k, so I'd like to think I should be running around the 70 mark. There's Anthony Gordon on the way to training before the Champions League match tonight. Lovely Hurricane STO. Got a real soft spot for them. Used to have the Performante. Absolutely epic cars. Just getting a little warm up done. So I'm going to do like 10-15 minutes of jogging, then some strides, stretches, some drills, then I'll go into the 2 mile tempo before jumping on the track for the 4s. That's the tempo done. Just quickly changing shoes. About 90 seconds recovery so far. Probably go 3 minutes and then jump into it. Well, that felt good. About 5:25 pace. Heart rate creeped up at the end. So I was just trying to stay controlled. So yeah, I'd started to touch 170, which is in the top end of where I need to be. So just got to back off. Really had to really come off the gas because it's harder for your heart rate to drop. But yeah, time to roll on the 400s. Was hard. Oh, started to bite after maybe like 12, but I held the pace. I need to have a look at my averages, but I'd say for the first 15 I averaged maybe around the 70s, 70 seconds, and then the last 5 I seemed to find my legs a bit on the last 5. I think it was 69, then a 67, then a last one 64. It felt good for it. Still got a little bit of leg speed. But yeah, that was tough. Pleased with it though. It's just nice to be back on the track. Missed this. Right, I'm going to get a warm down done and then I'll rest up. big session on Friday or Saturday. God knows how I used to do them in 63s. No fit then. Now time to refuel on the world's best breakfast. This place is called Pablo Eggs. So session complete and just having to think about it on the way home. I'm really happy with that one. It was tough, but I grinded it out, and that's what it's all about really. Just churn the sessions out, and I'm going to need to put loads and loads of those away over the next few months, just to get myself in a much better place fitness wise. I did the tempo in the Evo SLs. Again, such an all-round shoe. Really enjoying running in that, and they didn't feel out of place running at tempo. A little bit sketchy on corners, but I think that was just the damp floor and the wet leaves. It wasn't ideal conditions for running fast and turning right angles. So yeah, then I jumped on the track. I wore my Elite 3s carbon shoes for the 400s, and weirdly the first couple just didn't feel relaxed and controlled. They felt a bit of a chore. My legs were a little bit heavy, but I don't know if that was just a shock to the system, because I haven't really ran anything at that pace. I don't think I have. I've done any reps at 70-second pace. So that kind of makes sense as to why I didn't feel natural at first. But I got in a good rhythm, and I was just gripping along, knocking out 70s, some 69s in there. Felt really good. And then I started to see more 69s as opposed to 70s as the session went on. I got to 12, and I felt like, oh, this is hard. This could be a battle to get to the end, but I'll keep it together. I'll hold it, and if I have to back off, I have to back off. But I just started to work for it, and I still maintained my paces. I got to 15, and then kind of the end was in sight. So the last few, I just got my head down, worked hard, and I think I was 69, 69, 69, 66, then 64, or 67, 64. And overall the average was 69.8. So I'm really happy with that on the tight 45 seconds. My heart rates weren't coming down as much as I'd wanted them to. They weren't getting anywhere near 150. They were getting to about 160. So that says to me I'm just not quite there in terms of the fitness I'd like. I probably would have been better suited with a minute recovery, but it was a good test to run them off 45. I don't think I would have ran much quicker off a minute. I would have just seen a lower heart rate on the recovery. That would have kind of been the only difference. I don't think I've got the leg speed to go any quicker than 69, 70. But all in all, really happy with that. So I'm on my way home now. I'll take it easy for a couple of days. Just nice and relaxed running, see how the legs are, and then I'll look to do my next session Friday, Saturday. So I will do another video on that one and see how we go. But that one's going to be hard. I'm dreading it, but also really excited for it at the same time. Don't know if we can be both, but I am.